back, and we 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 back.
I'm currently at the reception opening for the Hal Marcus Gallery. They're showing local artist work, but also his work. They said his work is going to be mostly scattered out throughout the gallery, and the room I'm in right now is actually all his originals. So I did record these separately without me in them. They're very, very colorful, very, he likes to paint people, I feel, or you can kind of tell. They're very colorful and they're very different from the other ones here. The other paintings are nudes or of the city of El Paso, so they're very different from his paintings. This was my personal favorite from his originals. He named it The Modern Dancer, but ironically I don't feel or see time or motion in this painting, and if it weren't for the name I wouldn't even know she was a dancer. But besides that, he uses some very bold colors in a lot of his paintings, as you just saw, and it's quite brave considering all the artists that use staple colors like black, brown, white, blue. So to see bright pink and yellow and green is interesting to say the least. Adding to the crazy colors, there's so many different types of lines, which is also so brave to throw in so many elements on this small canvas, but it is very admirable and certainly different, as are most of his paintings. The paintings in this room were some of my favorite paintings from this whole gallery. The way the artist paints these women is so beautiful, and I love the style of the faces as well. Although I just said I love the crazy colors Hal Marcus uses, personally I would hang these paintings up in my house as opposed to some of his. The low-key colors catch my eye, but what I really love is the balance of the value of the white pale skin and the either black or dark red or gray. Nothing is too much or overpowering the other. On top of that, the organic shapes they incorporate are another thing I noticed, as well as the slight texture and the obvious lines, but nothing ordinary or interesting about them. This was probably the only room that I enjoyed as a whole. It was extremely vibrant from the different styles of the paintings, all the elements used, and even the blue wall. It was nothing short of exciting to analyze all of these beautiful paintings. The paintings were of Mexican culture, at least that's what I presume, because if you notice some of the subjects of these, for example, deserts, the Virgin Mary, and little mariachis. It was an interesting room to me mainly because I, at least, don't see a lot of my culture or even think about it when looking at art or learning about art. It's uncommon to me. So needless to say, I really love this room along with the theme you might say of it. And I also like that not every painting was of people or one subject alone. They were all different, either random people painted or a canyon or an abstract piece with lines and shapes, both geometric and organic. This room was definitely one of my favorites and very unique.
Hey, this ain't no intro, this the entree. Hit that intro with Kanye, I sound like Andre. Tryna turn my baby mama to my fiance. She like music, she from Houston, like Auntie Beyonce. Man, my daughter couldn't have a better mother. If she ever find another, you better love her. Man, I swear my life is perfect, I can merge it. If I die, I'll probably cry in my own service. It was a dream. You cannot mess with the beat. This is like this many rings. Y'all know what I mean. This for the kids.
This was one half of the downstairs, and this side of the room was very reserved compared to the other half, as you'll see. The first paintings you see said they were inspired by Juarez, Mexico, which I didn't expect, but it was a nice surprise, and in addition, they were very naturalistic. This whole side was, in fact, nothing abstract or non-representational, and there was even a wood carving, which was exciting to me since this whole gallery had been paintings. The second paintings were very still life related paintings of nature and plants, which I always love because that speaks simplicity, yet still time and effort to me, and there's a nice balance of the high key colors and the subject. This was the other half of the downstairs, and as you can see, it's the opposite of what we just saw, but still beautiful. I think it takes a lot of courage to decide you want to paint nude people. There's probably a lot of judgment that comes along with it and the stress of portraying these people as they actually are. But all these paintings were incredible. At first I was a bit surprised as I did not expect to see these, but going through them, they have all the same elements we've learned about, they're just, well, nude. There were different styles used as some were naturalistic, others were more animated, but all interesting to see. There was even a sculpture. I definitely do find the naturalistic ones more beautiful just because of the authenticity, which is something I'm drawn to in paintings as opposed to abstract or cartoons. This little lady in the pink feathery scarf was my favorite. There's a balance between animated and naturalistic that she has and I adore. The details are so fine that I can actually see her makeup along with her purple lipstick, and is another reason this was my favorite. So I made my way through all of the rooms, both floors, saw pretty much all the paintings. There was a nude section, a late artist section, early artists, landscapes, very colorful. They had different sections in every room or every wall at least. They're very interesting. This was a different experience. I've never been to a gallery, especially not one like this, like with different artworks scattered out. It was very interesting. The front lady did let me record. She said, it says like no pictures. She told me it was okay. They're very nice. They had snacks. I brought my boyfriend. These are just a few extra videos I got of the gallery. I did get to critique the entire gallery, which you just saw, and my experience was definitely a very different and a very good one. This didn't feel like an assignment because of how fun it actually was to go see all these local artists' work. I really did not realize how much talent and how many artists we have in El Paso, and how many people actually do what we've been learning about and reading about this past semester. So it really was a good time. We actually got to meet Hal Marcus, but we didn't realize it was him until after we left. So it was pretty sad, but besides not getting to include that in my video, we really enjoyed our time and judging all the art. So I'm at the
Wow, sorry.